Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between these woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Okay, this is a poem by Robert Frost, who's very popular with people. So let's see, what are the main themes here? I think the main themes here are life and obligations and this desire that people have to be free of these of obligations and just live at peace without the constraints of society. But we all have obligations, and living outside of society is not really a possibility. So let's just go through it. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. So we have a speaker, maybe a man, maybe a woman, maybe a travelling salesman. Most probably, though, I think Robert Frost himself, as it's said that he actually had an experience like this, going to get Christmas presents for his kids, and on the way home, as he was very broke, he was very upset, and then the bells of the horses brought him back to where he was. So, whose woods are these? So who do these woods belong to? Okay, well, the owner is in the village. Okay, so he's obviously away from the village. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Okay, so nobody knows I'm here. Yeah, and nobody, it doesn't really matter, because the owner's not going to be worried about it. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. So here the word queer means strange. You need to be careful with this word nowadays because it's used often to mean homosexual, but it's here and in the past queer. Something that's queer is something that's strange. So my little horse must think it's strange to stop without a farmhouse near. Okay, to stop in a place and there's no farmhouse near, because normally the horse stops when they're at the farm, but here they've stopped in the middle of this road. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Okay, so everything is frozen, and there's a lake nearby, and the darkest evening of the year, I think this is referring to Christmas time. Yeah, this is what the when the days are at their shortest. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. So the horse shakes, he moves, and his harness are the leather things around him attaching the horse to the rider, the saddle, and all of the other bits. Or maybe this is a cart or a carriage. Yeah, so there are bells on the harness of the horse, and he moves his bells to say, why have we stopped here? Why are we stopping here? The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. Okay, so this word downy. Down is actually are actually the soft feathers on the breast or the chest of a bird. Yeah, and these are very soft and very well, very pretty as well. So, and downy flake, soft flakes of snow. Okay, so the only other sounds, the sweep, whoosh. When you sweep, yeah, you sweep the floor, but to sweep, the sweep, whoosh, of easy wind and downy flake. So the only other thing he can hear is the wind blowing the snow. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. So here he's saying that the woods are beautiful, and I would like to stay here. Yeah, I'm tempted just to disappear into the woods. Yeah, and just do what I want to do without meeting any of my obligations. But I have promises to keep. I have family, I have friends, I have obligations in society, and that's why I can't stay here, although I would love to. Also notice, dark and deep. This is saying that this idea of just living in the wild, of doing whatever he wants, maybe it has a dark and sinister side to it as well. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. I'm wondering here whether he just means to rest by the word sleep, or whether he actually means death. Let's see. I've got a long way to go before I can rest, would be a good interpretation of it. And I think this is, here he's saying in his metaphor, there are many, many obligations that I need to fulfill before I can be at rest. Yeah, and that's why I can't just go out into the woods, go out into the wild, and be free and do exactly what I want. So there you go. A very nice poem by Robert Frost. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost.